The Loveland Frogman, Ohio's amphibious mystery. There's a small town just northeast of Cincinnati, Loveland, Ohio, known today for its charming neighborhoods, lush bike trails, and family festivals. You wouldn't expect it to be the home of one of America's most bizarre and enduring cryptid legends. But when night falls and the mist drapes low across the Little Miami River, Loveland feels different, ancient, watching, as if something from the other side of ordinary reality has made a quiet home there for centuries. They call it the Loveland Frogman, the 1955 encounter. The story truly begins in the quiet of a March night in 1955. A traveling businessman was driving through Loveland around 1 a.m., following a familiar stretch of road along the riverbanks. The city was still, silent. The air was thick with the fog that rolls off the water like breath from another world. That's when he saw them, 3 figures crouched near the guardrail, standing upright like people but unlike any human he had ever seen. They were short, maybe 3 to 4 feet tall, with broad, frog-like heads and loose, leathery skin that shimmered in the moonlight. Their eyes glinted wet and wide. In some versions of the tale, one of them raised a strange object, like a wand or rod, which emitted sparks, casting eerie shadows across the roadside trees. The man didn't wait around to find out what they wanted. He sped off, heart pounding. The image burned into his mind. When he told the story later, people whispered. Some said he was sleep-deprived. Others joked about moonshine or a bad dream. But beneath the laughter was a twinge of uncertainty, because, for all its strangeness, something about the tale stuck. 1972, the police get involved. 17 years later, the Loveland Frogman returned, not in a whispered tale, but in a police report. It was February, the dead of winter. Officer Ray Shockey of the Loveland Police Department was driving down Riverside Drive late at night when an animal darted across the road in front of his cruiser. He slammed on the brakes, stunned. What he saw wasn't a deer or a dog. It was something else entirely. The creature stood on 2 legs, about 4 feet tall, with slick, scaly skin and a body that looked strangely amphibious. It paused in the glow of the headlights before leaping over the guardrail and disappearing into the cold black water. Officer Shockey filed a report. He was a trained observer, calm, level-headed. He knew what he saw. When he described the creature, the department took him seriously, even if they didn't know what to make of it. Just 2 weeks later, another officer, Mark Matthews, encountered something similar. He pulled his cruiser to a stop near the same area and watched as a bizarre creature lurched across the road. This time, he drew his weapon and fired. He hit it. The creature collapsed. When Matthews approached, he realized it wasn't quite what the legends described. It appeared to be a massive iguana, over 3 feet long, missing its tail. Perhaps someone's exotic pet released into the wild. That's what the official story became. A rogue iguana. Case closed. But not everyone bought it. The timing, the descriptions, the long legs and upright posture. The iguana looked nothing like what Shockey had described. Some thought the iguana was a convenient cover-up. Others said it was a decoy, a distraction. The real frogman, they whispered, was still out there, a digital age resurrection. Decades passed, and the story faded into regional folklore until 2016. During the summer, as the Pokemon Geo craze swept the world, a young couple was walking near Lake Isabella on a humid August evening. They were scanning their phones, half lost in the augmented reality of the game, when something in the real world stopped them cold. Rising from the edge of the lake was a creature, man-sized with wet, bulbous eyes and powerful limbs. It stood up on its hind legs, stared at them for a moment, and then vanished into the dark water. They weren't cryptid hunters. They weren't chasing legends. They were just 2 people out for a walk. But their story went viral, reigniting a local and national fascination with the frogman. The sighting was too random, too modern, to be written off as nostalgic myth. From legend to mascot, rather than hide from the tale, the town of Loveland embraced it. In 2023, Loveland introduced a frogman mascot, a quirky, wide-grinned, crown-wearing character named Prince of the River. He danced in parades and showed up at the Hearts of Fire weekend. Children laughed. Adults smiled. But behind the family-friendly fun was the older, darker legend, never far from the surface. In 2024, the city launched the Return of the Frogman Festival, a celebration held every leap year. The event blended cryptid lore with community fun. Arcade competitions, costume parades, escape rooms, comedy acts, and a lot of frog-shaped cookies. What started as a fringe tale was now center stage. But make no mistake, the Frogman wasn't just a mascot. The real legend ran deeper. The Frogman Festival. Come March 2025, believers, skeptics, and cryptid chasers from all over the country flooded into Loveland for the annual Frogman Festival. Vendors sold handcrafted Frogman figurines. Speakers gave lectures on Ohio's other cryptids, and the curious whisper about fresh sightings. The atmosphere was electric. You could feel it in the air, the tension between myth and reality. Some came in costumes. Some brought stories passed down from grandparents. Others came hoping, just maybe, to catch a glimpse of something ancient hiding in the dark. And every year, after the crowds went home and the streets emptied out, the river remained, silent, watching, hiding secrets beneath its glassy surface. What is a frogman, really? Over the years, theories have ranged from escaped pets to mutant amphibians, interdimensional travelers, and creatures of Appalachian magic. Some say it's a prehistoric species, long thought extinct. Others whisper that it's a guardian of the river, a local version of a water spirit. One of the more esoteric theories suggests that the frogman is tied to the land itself, born of the ancient woods, the flowing river, and the psychic energy of belief. The more people fear it, speak of it, imagine it, the more real it becomes. It's the kind of legend that exists not just in the dark, but in the mind, always one step out of reach. The legend lives on. Every town has its stories, but Loveland's is special. The frogman isn't just a cryptid, he's a living myth, a symbol of the thin veil between what we know and what we don't. You can mock the sightings, dismiss the photos, and write off the believers. But deep down, when the night is quiet and the river whispers to the trees, even skeptics feel it, that strange, lingering possibility. Because legends don't die. They wait. And maybe, just maybe, the Loveland Frogman is waiting too.